Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Field of Glory Empires as Pontus, episode number 18. We made it pretty far. I mean, episode 18, we're averaging, just over 4 turns a episode, which is not what I wanted. I wanted something more like 6 or 7. In my imagination, that's how it went down, is 6 or 7. Anyways, so Carthage Usurper, so that means that Carthage must have had some kind of civil war or something. They're no longer the original Carthage. Here's the original Carthage. They only own Sardinia and Corsica. Rome is nice and big. I don't know why they aren't taking this one province or one region, but I guess they don't see any reason to do it. Yeah, it does have decent population. It would be interesting, by the way, if there was a map mode. I would turn it off, by the way, but it would be interesting if there was a map mode, especially for multiplayer, which actually put fog of war on everything. In fact, that might even be an option that I have turned off. I don't even... Is fog of war here? We technically have it on. So you could even turn it off and see all the armies and stuff. That would be kind of interesting. Yeah, but I think it'd be interesting if they had another... I mean, the more options a game gives you, usually the better, right? Just lets the player make those decisions. Otherwise, the Adui here seem like they're pretty big. The Cheruscii have grown, substantially. The Goths have shrunk a significant amount. The Dacians are maintaining about their normal size. Rome has not expanded that much, by the way. Biggest news in the entire world, obviously, that the Seleucids have now fallen. That was something we were very aware of. But look at this. There's also a civil war going on in Ptolemaic Egypt, which is pretty interesting. Arabia is getting quite big, and unfortunately, I am friends with Judea, but they are starting to take land which we want. Well, Semitic, okay, you can have that, but like this one, that's one that I want. So, anyway, that is our goal right now, is to amass an army and get going taking provinces as quickly as possible. And I've been thinking a lot about this, and we have so much money and manpower and metal. I think it would behoove us to just really pump a lot of forces into the army. We can always just disband them. I know it's kind of like a hard thing for me to do, but I think it is the ideal play here to build up an army just to conquer this area. We may need that exact army against Macedonia as well. Boy, they got a lot of fun buildings. What is this? Is this just showing me the capital? That's the city itself. So apparently they have... No, they don't have any special thing there. Because some of these places don't have that. Like, where's... Oh, I see. It's this tiny thing. Okay, so every one, I guess, does have one of these little... Where the capital is. Okay, well, that's interesting. I don't know why. Somehow I've played this game for tens and tens of hours now, and I did not notice that. So I think we basically, last turn, had finished up all the stuff that we needed to do. You can see all the provinces, or all the regions, I should say, have picked something to do. I don't know if there's anything else I want to do right now, so I'm just going to end the turn, which is going to give us a nice jump start on this episode. 3 minutes? Only 3 minutes. That's way less than my normal. I should have rambled on for at least another 5 minutes before ending the turn. Okay, so there's another fight going on here. It looks like it's not going to be much of a fight. We have a dice roll advantage. We have 2-to-1 advantage. We have almost 4-to-1 in terms of actual unit capabilities, which is not going to be completely useful, considering a lot of their the frontage is not wide enough to allow us to take advantage of that. Fortunately, unless you have arranged... it looks like you do. Yeah, so things are starting off pretty well for us. Okay, that's... Oh, they survived. Okay, that means that we're going to rout them then. We want to kill as many of these people as possible, because I think these might retreat. Anyway, we took one big hit with our heavy infantry, and in fact, that only reason that they're alive is because they are heavy infantry. The Lonnies just took. Obviously, we're friendly with them. We did not accept their alliance proposal. I think that this territory might be Greek. I don't know. If it is, they've gone too far. All right, we're at +2 on the stable empire tokens. That's good. Making our way to a glorious empire, sooner or later. I don't see Rome in this list, which surprises me. I wonder where they are. So we can look for the red banner, I think. Might be the easiest way of finding them. Nope, not the easiest way of finding them. I can look for their name as well. Were they like at the top and I was not? Yeah, they are. Yeah, so they're a glorious empire already. So we're behind the times, but we're catching up. I mean, you can see that the world is basically dividing into everyone else and then the 3 soon-to-be glorious empires. Another thing to I don't know where that is, but it's probably another one of those that we're never ever going to get to. Oh, well, that one is a little bit more doable, but probably still not possible. Okay, so we invaded Pontus, and some pillaging did occur. Well, that's good to know, because that's probably not one of the places we want to conquer. This is nomadic, so it was fine for the Alani to take that. This is Alani. Yeah, so this is Caucasian, nomadic. So the only place we want to take is the one last place. So we'll just do that. We have... Okay, nothing much important going on here. We'll have to swap over some people to keep loyalty. Some measure of loyalty. But they were Hellenic, so we shouldn't have that big of a penalty. Oh, what's this? Swamp draining. Interesting. I have not seen that before. I did know of its existence, but yeah, as I said, I haven't seen it. Boy, we have a ton of buildings we're going to have to... No, this is just new population. This is new population. Never mind. This is our first building, blacksmith, but it means that one's actually at 9 out of 9. Okay, so we'll have to make sure we're a little more mindful of that and choosing 0-slot buildings when at all possible. Loyalty here is still hanging in there, thanks to the fact that we moved like 90% of the population over to culture stuff. Obviously, that's a clear sign that our next building here should probably be something which gives us loyalty. And still, like, this one's just also suffering from the same thing. Wait, no, sorry. This one is now suffering from the same thing. Oh, the population is going to grow in 1 turn, so it looks like I planned that out pretty well. 7 more turns, 5 more turns. We have an extra population and gambling rink, which is gonna increase loyalty a bit. And this is loyalty bonus of 12. Gambling arena. Wow, Deccan is it's a 0 slot. Gives us taxation bonus. Estimated changes are money -4. I wonder why that happens. Now our loyalty is so bad here that I think we actually have to do it. And this is probably what ends up possibly killing you, is that you have to end up going for these loyalty places, these loyalty buildings. And then you end up having no way of paying for it. But at least for now, we're lucky enough that money is not a concern. I also do like salt mines, believe it or not. This is kind of a weird thing to think about in the middle of all this. We don't need any growth for sure, but I will do this gambling arena. Likewise here, it looks like loyalties... What did you build? A gladiator school. Well, that explains it. So yeah, we're in great shape here. Still, a gambling ring will give us money and loyalty. I can't really complain about this. Yeah, I don't understand why that money would drop more for the other one. So it takes away a slot, actually. Going from gambling ring to... What is this one called? Gambling arena? If you go to a gambling arena, it goes from a 1 slot to a 0 slot, which is interesting. We also have this, land expansion, which is pretty cool. Gives us an extra building slot. which we don't need right now, but it's nice. I mean, maybe it's a good one to pick up. I think we'll focus on loyalty right now. Just to get these out of the way. We're going to take a bunch of increases in decadence, but I'm hoping that our massive culture stuff is just going to hold out. And hey, if the rest of the world is having a really terrible time, that kind of moves to our advantage, because CDR is important, right? The higher, the better. But it's only a relative game. If everyone else in the world is doing awesome, then you're kind of screwed even if you're doing well. But if everyone else in the world, as it appears to be right now, is doing very poorly, even a mediocre CDR ratio is going to put you in the top third. So I don't know if that's something you can bank on, but I like this 0 slot usage. It's money, siege resistance, boarding cost for 0 slot. I mean, it's just everything. There's no downside. Just there's no reason not to choose that, so we will choose it. I think that's actually all the stuff. I think we got. I think we actually just constructed a building everywhere. Okay, except for up there. But so this one's building. This one is building. Renatia, what's your deal? Oh, we don't own Kamana, and we. Oh my gosh, this is a new place. What? How did that happen? Interesting. He's a good administrator, which is... and a very good diplomat. Ugh. We kind of don't want to go to war with somebody who's a very good diplomat. They might be able to swing people against us. Now that said, it's still small, and I kind of... okay, so there's this area right here, Iranian rebels. Do we want this area? Not really, but it's something to take, I guess. Like, we have got nothing else to do. Heavy infantry. Excuse me, so sorry. Oh, I forgot to update my OBS. Because I know now that there's a pause recording button instead of mute. So I could actually pause the recording and then, without wasting time. Okay, I mean the coughs and the sneezes and all that stuff is like very little time out of a video, maybe 20 seconds. But that's 20 seconds times however many views, like 100, maybe 200. So that goes a long way. I'm saving the world time. 10 seconds here, oh my gosh. See, another 10 seconds. There it is. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to see the stuff that we got. Are any of these mercenary? Oh, this is actually not the mercenary one. This one is the mercenary one. Yeah, lots of cavalry and mercenary cavalry, which I'm not a big fan of, and skirmishers, which I don't even know where these come from. They don't appear to be very good. Combat power of 2. Attack 2, 2. Range 5, range defense 3. Yeah, they are not very good. And they are a support unit, so they do give, I think, some bonus for being behind for supporting, but it's really interesting how these did not exist and now they do. I can't quite process what that is supposed to mean. I don't understand how that happened, actually. And what would it have meant if last turn if the mountain passes hadn't been closed off? I would have gone in and invaded these places, or what? Yeah, there's something which is... If anybody who's watching the video knows, kindly direct me in the right direction, or tell me the mechanic, or, what you think it is, even. How did this stuff appear? And what was the deal previously? So now we have this big old army that's just sitting around that we constructed for no reason. Good thing we didn't expand it last turn, as I was really strongly considering doing. Anyway, Palisade's always something good to do. Not going to do Street Parlor. I mean, this is money culture. We're at 8 of 14. Crafter District. I just really like Palisades, and I think it's time for us to start, or not even start, but to continue to build our defenses everywhere. So let's do that. And then I think that's everything. Yeah, okay. And the turn. Oh, sorry, I wanted to make sure there's no decisions I want to do. Gather fruit from the land. I don't think, So I don't mind doing this option. I don't mind taking the 10 loyalty penalty even. The funny thing is, I don't think we want to grow. We're having loyalty issues as it is, so the only thing I don't mind losing the loyalty. I don't mind paying the money. I just don't want to grow. I don't want the benefit. Which might mean that this is better. This requisition food for the army. It'll keep everybody static, but it'll mean that our armies aren't taking away food, but our armies aren't doing that much anyway, so it doesn't matter. And then these other two we aren't going to use because they're for reshuffling the 3 major things, but we have a lot of all of them, so we don't really want to reshuffle any of them. I guess if we don't combine these armies, we do want to break them up so they aren't like chowing down on our territory too much. Send these guys over here. I am still strongly considering going to war. I think actually I'll send them the other way. Oops. I am still considering going to the war with the Commagines, but I don't know. The main reason I don't want to do that is because I'm just leery, I should say, of going to war with more than one person at a time. It's always struck me as a bad idea. Okay, so this is actually going to be kind of a tough fight because it's mountain terrain. So we have Pontic archers up the wazoo, and then 4 regular infantry. This will be interesting. Okay, we did well. And we won I think this is the most important battle. Oh, we actually lost this one, despite an advantage. Tied that one. Killed our Pontic archers. We're gonna lose it. Oh, wait, maybe stalemate? Yes. So we refight. I think that's a good thing. And we should, I think in a war of attrition, we win. So we did lose one of our Pontic archers, though. Hey, that just means the next one we build is going to cost less money. Okay, this is, going to be a slaughter. It actually is 19 units to 15 units. They have a decent size force here. And it is the forest marsh. Yikes. I did not look at the terrain first. Don't want these chariots there, I'll tell you that much, but... Okay, yeah, we lost that one. Won that one. We do have the dice advantage, so we should win anything. We should probably have like at least a 1-point bonus, but ouch. So it looks like it's going to be a draw. Which probably benefits us. They lost 1 and had some weakened, and we lost 0, but both of our heavy infantry weakened. Actually, we don't want those heavy infantry there anyway. Okay, so round 2 down here. This is kind of cool. We're bouncing back and forth. I had 9 units versus 6. It's 44 versus 9. It's close. But this range phase should just be giving us an ever-increasing advantage. Yeah, this is probably the one we're going to break open. That was the big one. Okay, we got it. Alright, province is ours. I'm not sure if we want that province, but we have it. And round 2 here, which I think that this should be a victory. Yeah, the heavy infantry went to the back. It's actually really good because they're terrible in the marsh. I'm a little surprised the war chariots are at the front, frankly, but wow. Every single one of their units. Oh my gosh, we got a terrible roll there. Woof. It happens. This is where our regular infantry, yeah, they're dead. But we're going to win the battle, so that's good. What? Wait, what? We won. Okay, just replay. Okay, we lost here. Yes. We won big. We won big-ish. We won. And we won big. What? Okay, I'm very confused by that. I'm not exactly sure how that works. We have enough regular infantry so we can replace those. Add that to the list of forces we're going to have to replace. But hey, we got a whole bunch of mercenaries. 3rd time's the charm, right? I'm pretty sure that we should win this. Because first of all, we're going to have all our infantry, all of our Pontic archers destroying anybody who's not already exhausted, which is probably everyone. Yeah, that extra dice is not helping us. That was a win. Okay, we're expecting these to be wins. I consider the extra dice a 1 point advantage. That should be a victory. There it is, finally. Okay. Well, they made us work for it, but we got it in the end. So, 1 regular infantry down. And it looks like... what's going on here? We're defending, which is good because we're a defender. This is the pirate ships going against 8 units. I think these are the remaining... yeah, 0 combat power. So these are actually the units from the battle. They still have a chance, believe it or not. So far, so good. I prefer not to lose any pirates. And we'll pursue and probably kill that one. Yeah, didn't take much. Okay, very good. So that is the Bosporans. I think that even if they aren't dead, they're probably on their last limbs. You can't imagine they're going to survive much longer. Because we've killed their army multiple times. Okay, no new token yet, but I'm sure it's coming. It'd be so fun. The entire time I'm playing this, I'm kind of looking forward to playing other people. Which is my fault. A lot of the times I do quit a game, I should say. When they're on the channel, I force myself to continue, but... okay, Lyris has been added. We gained that one. And Scythia was raided. That was kind of accidental. So let's turn these guys off raiding. Unless we can go raid. I know it's a little bit weird, but I kind of want to raid the Macedonians. Let's go down here and raid the Colchis. Colchis, however we want to say it. So we can probably just call this war complete. The Bosporans, I have no further interest in pursuing a war with them. Will they agree? They are very much so. Looking forward to a cease of hostilities. 82% they'll accept. I think we do that. Let me just kind of look here. This has population of 8. It has 1 building. Yeah, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Scythia and Sarmatian would be between us. We'd have this one lone province. I don't think we're going to want to do that. I really don't. By the way, I do want to see the province menu. Let's kind of see what's... okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So we do actually need to grab some that the Alani have taken. Boy, that's a bummer. Or we can do it just by grabbing these in the middle. We could do that. Okay, let's get this army to move down here, actually. Well, I'll get them to move down there eventually, but yeah, so we'll probably think about taking this independent area, even though it is Caucasian. It only has 2 forces. The reason why I'm not so worried about taking, small territory like that is because, like I did here, I believe we're going to grow and have non-Caucasian people, as in the Greek people, spawn in there a lot faster than anything else. Okay, so this is a problem. There we go. Only 79 turns now. We're in the money. Now, obviously, this is because we have under pacification. We have just conquered. We have lots of reasons why the people aren't really happy. So, yeah. Okay, so we're looking for 0 slot stuff here. Wow, amphitheater is pretty cool. Slot, you said 0. What? Okay. It needs silk. Ugh, that's rough. We actually have so many things for this delicacy shop. Because I guess the figs are local? No, they aren't. Oh, okay, then maybe disregard that. I mean, we need the 0 slot stuff. Do we want to spend money to get silk? Eventually we want silk ourselves. It's really interesting. I might even reshuffle. I mean, 26 amphitheater, it actually is going to make us money. I wish I knew what the raw thing was. I wish I knew what the raw amount of, like, whatever it does. Because it shows me this money of 15, but I don't know if that's because of bonus 10 from cloth. So does that mean that this would give me 5 money normally? I kind of want to see like what the base value is. Actually, a -4 infrastructure. It says -6 here. I don't think infrastructure is our biggest problem. In fact, honestly, it's probably something we have more than enough of. Not suffering to... Yeah, we're doing okay here. We can move all of these people back and build this very quickly. I think we will go with the amphitheater, mainly because of the 0 slot. I don't know how silk will be. If we lose the silk trade, then that's going to be bad because we're going to be paying a lot of money, but I guess that's just how it goes. So, harbor. It is quite good, but I don't know if we want to do that. Decadence reduction of -0.2 is always good. Needs coral. It can be imported from Melita. I have this. First of all, where is Melita? I don't recognize it. That's why I'm looking up here. Melita. Could it be... Where's Melita? I think it is our province, but where the hell is that? Melita. Okay, let's look it up. Oh, no, this is definitely not our province. This is Sicily. Interesting. We can import it all the way from here? Well, I think I like this better. I mean, if we had coral, I would be happy. Boy, 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 boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Not really a big fan of that. You know what? I honestly don't like pretty much any of these. Let's read this. The sea has always been ambivalent pull to the sea had always an ambivalent pull to men. Many nations had strong ties with it, as it provided a lot of resources while easing up greatly commerce. As such, it was fairly common to dedicate temples to the local sea god, Poseidon for the Greeks, Neptune for the Roman, Yam for the Canaanite and Phoenicians. So apparently Thassalon? What does Thassalon mean? And then the quote, there are the 3 sorts of people, those who are alive, those who are dead, and those who are at sea. Interesting. That's kind of a funny thing. People at sea are neither dead nor alive. It's funny. This is the first tough decision I've had, I feel like, in a little while. And I think I'm going to reshuffle. Reshuffling doesn't take much time. And I think we should afford to be picky about these things. Because harbor doesn't really... I mean, we have 6 building slots available, so the harbor is not bad. It would be our only shipyard on like the Mediterranean. Which does make it pretty valuable. It gives us better siege resistance. It gives us really good boarding cost. Which is important. It's pretty important. I'm kind of talking myself into it. Okay. Okay, we'll use the harbor as our reset. I think it's nice to have one thing. It'll give us the remove the fog of war, which is always nice, more intelligence. So we'll go with that. Alright, let's see what else we have to do. Okay, everyone's good there. You're good. 2 buildings here, okay. So, we have the palisade. We're always looking to see if we didn't get it, but if they will upgrade that to walls. Speaking of harbors, here's a harbor here. I don't think so. I think we would like a ranch plus the cattle. There's so many different places we can import cattle from. It's not that bad of a thing to import cattle externally. I don't think it's a trade good which costs that much. Let's see. Needs papyrus, trading required. That's not good. We do not want to do that. Because the money in minus 15. If it says trading required and doesn't list places you can get it from, that means you'll be paying the full amount, which I think is 15 for the trade good per month or year. And you can get away with that with a couple of them, but it's not sustainable. I mean, it's made intentionally as a game mechanic not to be sustainable. Smokehouse, I don't know. That's not a bad choice. And I actually think that, okay, I think we'll go with charcoal pile, which will bring lumber here, and it'll buy us time to think about what we want to do. We could use a little bit more infrastructure, probably. I haven't really done infrastructure building in a while, just because we've been like so, fortunate. I think in not not needing to have infrastructure. It seems like things are building pretty quickly. Most of our people can be put to infrastructure. A salt mine. I do like salt mines. I like monuments. I think I like monuments more than salt mines, but let's be reasonable here. Salt mines probably more important. Why do I say that? Let me just complete my thought. We have so much culture right now. This is something, a nice 0-slot building we can pick up later. And I think salt mine is going to be interesting, so let's do it. And there we go. Here's good, and here we are building wells. If we want to change that to something else, wells are okay. We could change that. I don't know if I actually like wells that much. We could change that. And we could change that to a street parlor, which is always nice. We are 7 out of 14, so plenty of spots. Herbalist is always good. Wow. Hemp. Oh, we're doing a hemp field. Because we have tar here, apparently. Trade details. Where's the tar coming from? So apparently we're buying salt because we don't have salt. It's even more of a good reason to build a salt field over there. But anyway, set this up the way we have it. And this fleet is nice and fine. Oh yeah, did we propose? Let's just do this. We're gonna propose peace. Yeah, so it says we're proposing peace. That's good. It'll take a couple of years for that all to get sorted out, but we're willing to wait. Let's see if we can get one more turn in. I set these 2 armies that you see. I set them to 2 different provinces because I think that you draw food if it's a province from the entire province, not just the region. Who knows? But that's my guess based on some of the phrasing. When you hover over the cursor on the food section, it says, I think it distributes the food among the province, and that's how it works for infrastructure. So. Macedonia got their 2nd token before we got our 3rd. We have to riot to the RNG gods, demand justice. Alani are still pretty okay. A lot of people are apparently. No, I don't think we're going to do that. This is interesting. So we are at a crossroads then. Raise loyalty and reduce unrest? Wow. Yes, we'll be doing this in some capacity, but I need to see where we have religious buildings. I've been trying to focus on those, or at least, probably like 30 turns ago I was focusing on that before loyalty became such a big issue. Yeah, let's just look at this. A new day to feast and celebrate a divinity or an important event will be added in the calendar. Gives a +5 loyalty bonus for 12 turns. If a region has no religious buildings, productivity is slightly lowered. So they have 10% tax income. So that means that it gives loyalty bonus even where you don't have religious buildings. That's pretty cool. Otherwise, a pious admiral religious man is elevated to sanctity. The resulting celebrations are sponsored by the state, gives plus 10 instead of plus 5 loyalty. But to regions with at least one religious building. Democracies and republics only get plus 5. That doesn't apply to us. Theocracies get plus 15. Also doesn't apply to us. In all cases, some money will be spent for each religious building in your nation, and loyalty bonus lasts 12 turns. Or you can do a deification decree. New deity is entered into the pantheon of the main religion. The resulting celebrations are sponsored by the state. Gives a plus 5 loyalty bonus to regions with at least one religious building. A certain number of regions and the rest will return to a quieter state, provided they have at least one religious building. Democracies only get a single. Theocracies get 3. The rest 2. In all cases, some money will be spent. So actually the best one for us is this first one, which is going to lower tax income, but you know what? We are okay with that. Money is not our biggest concern. It's one of our least. So, we'll take the loyalty bonus. It's probably perfect timing right after we acquire these new territories. What else do we have? Oh, they crushed the invaders. Boo. So their effectiveness is 2 out of 3. We'll turn them off raiding and just get them to go to port. They haven't been to port for a long time, so let them, go rest for a little bit. We'll probably need to bolster their numbers. 12. Yeah, we have the money. Let's go ahead and make that 14. I think that would be a nice to get. Wait, you guys have a pirate slayer. What? I thought that... Does the pirate slayer go away after some time? We had one. I even didn't build another one because I was like, oh, we have one over there. Is there a way to look up buildings? I'm gonna have to go look it up on the Wikipedia or something, on the game's wiki. I guess pirates must go away after you exceed some population. Do we have any pirates? 'Cause that's really sad. I was really enjoying them. Maybe we can get another one? Major Harbor. Slot usage of 0? This is amazing. It needs hemp, but that's not going to be a problem. I know that I'm not even really even looking at the other options. Yeah, I think we're going to go with this. It seems awesome. From Harbor. Harbor, by the way, is not a 0 slot. 6-2. So the major harbor is actually not an increase in money or manpower. It's the same, but boarding cost is down to 1. Slot usage is 0. It just seems perfect. Why not? What's the disadvantage? Probably the upkeep? That's the same upkeep as far as I can tell. It is. Huh. That's pretty cool. Okay, well, you're a new objective. That's a good thing we didn't decide to sign an alliance with the Alani. It looks like, unfortunately, we're going to butt heads eventually. Maybe we could just... Does this game offer people to buy? Can you buy provinces? Okay, loyalty bonus of 6 at the cost of 2 infrastructure. I think that sounds like a good decision. We eventually are going to want stone up here, and I don't think health is that big of a deal. Actually, they have a lot of health buildings already, so this might be a good one to do the clay pit in. Amnius and Polymnia. So there's only 2 other places it can be imported from right now. I think we will go with the loyalty, though, especially in this place where loyalty is like terribly low. But that's also probably because we just conquered it. Oh, it's been raided too. That's not, necessarily that good. We'll get there eventually. I always like the blacksmith, but I don't think it's necessary. Yes. I think that the pleasure house is actually, in the end, quite good. 8 loyalty for 0.25 decadence. And loyalty is pretty low here. We don't have perfumes, but I don't even know how we'll ever get perfumes, frankly, but Reserve food store is also nice. I mean, we also do need to make sure that we build enough infrastructure not to, you know, zero upkeep on this one. So this is just an increase in decadence. I think we're going to go with it. Oh, wow. The resting decadence here is pretty bad. Alright, we're going to go with it. Okay, we built the Oration Tribune here. Let's see. Yeah, this is a no-brainer. I think we need an iron mine. I haven't seen Courthouse yet. Interesting. I love this. One sec. No, we already know what we're doing here. We're definitely doing iron mine. 1 second. Sorry about that. Yeah, and actually, it's probably a good place to wrap this up. So whether or not we attack Commagene, that's the interesting decision we're gonna have to make. For now, I think we have our next turn. I think we're ready to end the turn as soon as we get back. And yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say. So we'll wrap it up. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you back for the next one. Until then, take care.